Hi, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of 3 out of 3 podcast. Today, here with me is Catherine and Paul. And as you know, in the last episode, we were talking about hypothetical questions. And because of that, people start to ask us to talk about things that they couldn't wait to do. When the pandemic was over. Because we were all locked down in our houses or maybe in another country, and we wanted to do like many different stuff. And that's why today we are going to be discussing things we couldn't wait to do when the pandemic was over because we were I think we all going to remember 2020 as the year, of course the pandemic, but the year that we could make like a lot of things but we couldn't do it. So let's get started. And the first thing our followers on Instagram and in other social media were asking us to discuss was to get books from the library. I remember that when I went to a mall or to another library, I always like to watch at the cover of the books because sometimes, you know the quote that it says, "Don't judge a book by its cover." And sometimes I really like them. I just enjoy it to watch the covers of the books. And sometimes I spend a little time reading the books. But I don't know about you, if you miss to get inside a library and the smell of a new book. I don't know if you missed that kind of experience.
I will say definitely yes, I miss that kind of sensation because I used to go to the libraries and see what they had about new books or a specific kind of book. And also the section for kids is kind of interesting for me
Yeah.
because it's like thematic and they always have something new. And I mean, I like to watch the books they have. And also, I mean, the order in they have all the books, it's interesting. I don't know. I mean, I like to go to those places and see what's new. What about you, Paola?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that when you go to a library, you want to go and not just watch the books, but you want to touch,
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes, like in general, we went to the store and just ask and or watch, we couldn't touch the things.
Yeah.
So I think that that was kind of, I don't know, sad to go and not and couldn't touch the books because you want to even you want to smell the books. So it was
Yeah.
kind of sad to couldn't do that.
Yes. And those libraries that have like a cafeteria, it's like a cafeteria with a library. I've never had that experience, and I would like to now that the pandemic is like kind of finished, and like drink my coffee while I'm reading a book. And I don't know if you can read the books that are in the library. The ones that you haven't bought yet, but I would like to try that experience. But imagine, like, remember when you were in 2020, and the only thing that you could read was on a PDF or on your laptop. Or if you have this kind of accessory, I don't know if you know this Kindle. It's like iPad, or yeah, and you can read. You can only read books, but I cannot compare that experience to have like you were saying, Paul, like having a physical book. Like, yeah, that experience is something different, and that's the thing that we missed all. All right. And other thing our followers were asking us was about sleeping, or sleep. deprivation or that they couldn't sleep well. And I can relate to that because our schedules were different because when I was just to go to university, I have my schedule to go to university, and then I have my schedule to go to sleep or have a nap or make my homework. But I don't know about you. What was your schedule?
Um, Definitely for me was a big change because I used to go to sleep at 10. I mean, it's like the same, but at the beginning, I used to sleep late, like 1 a.m. or something like that, because I was on the phone watching TikTok record a movie or YouTube or something else, because I didn't have to wake up early to go to this to college. So my schedule it changed a lot. And at the beginning, I used to have like more free time, but at the same time, I was like overwhelmed because everything was like new and I hadn't had a routine for that moment.
For me, I guess, well, I don't know. I had a bad time back then. So I guess that I couldn't sleep because I was worried. But I guess I had more time for sleeping because I used to go to church at night and I returned to my house like by 9 p.m. And then I had to have dinner. So I was like going to sleep at 11 or 12. But during the pandemic, it was like I had more time to sleep. So I guess it was, I had more time for sleep, but uh, I couldn't sleep because I was worried. So
Yes, I can relate to that. And like Catherine and you were saying, because we went to sleep like really late. The other day, in my classes, like in my Zoom classes, I was really tired and sometimes I just fall asleep. And that was nothing like good, because I wasn't like learning or taking notes. So, yeah, that was something that our followers were saying that they couldn't wait to sleep easier or sleep in a better way because in the pandemic, everything was like a mess. Everything like, but sleep easier. And the other thing they were saying, and I can relate to that. When I read all the comments about attending milestone events like weddings, proms, and graduations, I feel it in my heart because my friends, like the ones that were in higher levels of the career, they were graduating in Zoom. Like right now, us we are having a conversation, but they were graduating in Zoom. And the experience of a graduation, it's like the your principal goal. Like you want that everything watches you and to take pictures and celebrate with your friends, but you couldn't do that because you needed to stay at the house at your home. So yeah, it was like a big problem you know I don't know if you graduated like in presential, or you graduated in Zoom, or if you haven't graduated, like did you attend like a graduation or something like that?
well, for I guess that I was kind of lucky because I graduated in a presential way, but it wasn't how I expected it to be. Because we only went to school to go take our diploma, take a photo, and then go to your house. So it was like no how I expected it to be, and yeah, it was weird, and I wasn't in the mood of celebrating, because times were hard. So I guess I was kind of lucky because I saw some of my friends, but we weren't together, you know.
Um, I haven't an event like this, but for example, for me, I had to present some projects in no in normal times. That could be like you present and that's it. But now they record the presentation, and if you made a mistake or if you made something embarrassed, that is record, and people can watch it in over and over and over again. And I don't like that experience. So I prefer a things like in present, not in a virtual way. So I miss weddings also because they are kind of a good, and you can dance, and that can help you to distress your life.
Yeah, relax.
Yes.
Yes, and I don't know if you remember that a few weddings take place in 2020, but they were like, oh, no more than 10 persons or no more than 20. I can't remember the exact number, but I mean, some weddings or the bride or the family was happy because they didn't have to invite a lot of people, so they were happy about that. And because a wedding is like expensive, and they didn't have to like spend a lot of money. And also graduations, yeah, I understand you, Paul, because I remember my high school graduation. I mean, it was too long because we were so many students. And I mean, imagine if we were bored, like we were the seniors and everything. I mean, our family was bored too, so it was like, oh my god, this is taking so long. And right now I think virtual graduations are like faster. It's like, okay, here's your diploma, thank you for everything, all right, goodbye, we'll see you in the next graduation. So
You
I
can
mean,
also watch it if you're in your house or if you're working,
yes.
but because they are recording. But if you're like a person who don't like to be like exposed, that's like uncomfortable, I think.
Yes, and you know what I like? Or your family like decorate your space. Like us, we have like a background, but your family like can decorate you, and you can use your graduation clothes. So it was a nice experience, but also it's like, I'm missing something. So yes, it's something like we don't want to repeat, or and it has this like disadvantages and advantages. So this one was an interesting, yeah. Our followers were like, they were really imaginary with this one. Oh my god. With this one, yes, get our hair done professionally. I think I don't know in which one is like easier, like with men or women to get a haircut. Because with us, I mean, we have like this machine that cuts your hair. We have one in our house, and my mom was like, "All right, let me cut your hair," and our hair was like messy. I couldn't show my face on a selfie or on camera because my hair was a mess. But then it was like, "Oh, you can attend your haircut store or something like that." And we were happy, we were happy to get our hair like professionally, because because we weren't like going out and nobody sees your haircut, like your messy haircut. So I was happy that that this like didn't take place again because my hair was a mess. But I don't know about you. Like, did you get a haircut in your house, or you waited like till everything was open again?
Well, no, in my case, I guess it was more a problem for men because it's more obvious when your hair is growing, you know? Because I remember my classmates, my men classmates, they were like with their hair like really long, and but in my case, I guess it wasn't a problem. I didn't cut my hair at my house, but I went to the salon, and I remember that it was so uncomfortable because I have to wear my mask all the time, and the elastic was because they wash your hair, you know, it go wet, so it was uncomfortable, and it was uncomfortable because I had to wear the mask, and I don't know, it was uncomfortable. So I guess it was more a problem for men than for women.
I agree with Paola. Probably men were struggling more. In my case, you had to make an appointment and you can go to the hair salon, and that's it. Even before the pandemic, the salon is like you need an appointment, and if you don't have an appointment, you need an appointment because we don't have like the time, and we don't have like a place to uh, cut your hair. So for me, it's like normal.
And I want to ask you, like, didn't want it, you didn't want, or you didn't have the urge to cut your hair like shorter just to try, or you didn't want it to touch your hair? It's like, no, I'm not gonna do it.
um, Actually, I cut my hair like 3 years ago, and I cut my hair like here. So when I did that, I was like, oh my God, what I did. So no.
I guess that because we were in quarantine and we were bored, all of a lot of people cut their hair or dyed their hair. And because I had a friend, she dyed her hair like red, and she had different colors. So that's, I don't know if you had TikTok in at that time, but I remember watching people on TikTok doing a lot of things on their hair. So I guess it was because we couldn't went to the salon, and because we were boring, so we were bored. So I don't know.
Yeah, when we are bored, like we do like stupid things or random things. And the last one, it says meet friends, new significant others in person instead of over Zoom. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know about you, but when the pandemic started, I was in my third year of university, and I used to know all of my classmates. Some of them were new, but just because I didn't uh, see them in the university, in the faculty. But then it was like, okay, I haven't met anyone like new, and that was something like I was missing that because when we had the opportunity to go, to university, a school, or any other place, you had the opportunity to meet new friends or new people. But now it's really difficult, and even when classes are like starting to go presential right now, other people is like, no, we are staying in Zoom. So it's kind of difficult to meet new friends. And I don't know about you, but I think kids are the ones that are struggling more because they are not developing the skills of getting along with others or having the opportunity to play with other kids, because they are just like with their family, and adults are really different from kids. But I don't know, what was your experience with Zoom? Like, were you in a school or were you already in university?
Oh, I remember that in 2020, I mean, it doesn't matter because I have my group of friends. So we talk with each other. And it was not the same, but it wasn't difficult. But in 2021, last year, yeah, I started university. And it was really difficult because it wasn't since this year that I started talking with some of them, because in on Zoom I didn't talk with anyone because it was difficult. So I don't know. I think it depends in how you are, because I consider myself a shy person. So that's why I didn't talk to anyone until this year that I started going to university. I met my classmates and I made friends. So it was, I don't know, it's kind of crazy because we passed a whole year together but didn't talk. So yeah, and like you said, for kids, I guess it's really difficult because they're not learning like basic things about relationships, to how to relate with others.
Um, for me, it's the same thing. I mean, I think it's more easier because, for example, I I haven't a group in one class, and I needed a group, so uh, they put like a list so you can check the groups. And so I took the number of one person and I talked to that person, and I had a group. That's it. So I mean, I met new people um for Zoom, and they were like friendly and everything. And for me, it's like the same thing. I mean, I don't have like a difference.
Yes, and for me it was kind of difficult because I'm a very talkative person. So sometimes I missed like to get along with my friends or to to have a talk or to chat with other persons. So yeah, it was kind of hard, but then it's like the advantages that, at least I today I'm not in the mood, so I'm able to not to talk to everyone. So yeah, the advantages and the disadvantages. But we are running out of time. So this was the last question our followers were asking us. So thank you for being here today with us, and I hope you had a great time. I mean, I had a great time trying to remember what we did or what we couldn't do on 2020. So thank you for being here with us.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.
See you in the next episode.
Bye.